You do all the right things. 8 hours of sleep, coffee in the morning, maybe a walk at lunch to clear your head. But somehow, by 3 p.m., you feel like you've been run over by a truck. It's that deep near bones, kind of tired, that a second espresso just can't fix. We were sold a promise, weren't we? That technology, and especially AI, would free us. It was supposed to take over the boring stuff, giving us back our time and energy for richer, more rested lives. What if it's the quiet, creeping influence of AI in every part of your life? This isn't some sci-fi movie plot. It's about the very real, subtle ways that modern AI puts pressure on our minds, our feelings, and our energy. Today, we're going to uncover the 5 hidden ways AI is making you tired. And more importantly, show you how to start fighting back to reclaim your energy. So if that's the deal, why do so many of us feel more wiped out than ever before? It's human nature to look away from things that frighten us. But in this case, knowledge is your shield. Be the one to find ways to use AI to automate the soul-crushing parts of your job so you can pour your energy into the strategic, creative parts. AI is a beast at crunching data, but it's awful at empathy, creative thinking, and true emotional intelligence. These aren't soft skills anymore. They are the durable, critical skills that will set you apart. Nurture them, practice them, and make them the core of who you are at work. The constant cycle of learning and relearning is directly linked to anxiety and burnout. One surprising 2024 study found that a staggering 77% of employees using AI reported that it has actually increased their workload because of all the time spent learning, managing, and fixing the tools. You don't need to be an expert on every AI tool under the sun. That's an impossible goal that will burn you out. Put it on your calendar, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Get comfortable with the new AI project tool. Treating it like a real task gives you the mental space to be a beginner, to mess up, and to learn without the pressure of having to be perfect immediately. Instead, focus on learning what you need, right when you need it for a specific task. Our brains are built to handle a certain number of decisions a day, and AI has blown that limit to pieces. An AI curates what you should watch, listen to, buy, and eat. At your job, AI dashboards show endless streams of data you're meant to interpret. Each one of these smart pings is a tiny little tax on your attention, a micro decision you have to make. Is this useful? Should I look? Do I need to do something about this? It was supposed to simplify our lives, but instead, it often bombards us with a constant stream of data, notifications, and helpful suggestions that we now have to manage. Just saying, "Hey, is anyone else finding this new software a little clunky?" can be a huge relief. Technostress loves to make you feel like you're the only one struggling. We've all become managers of a hyperactive intern the entire digital world. Who needs our approval for every tiny little thing? By lunchtime, we're mentally spent. When you open up, you'll likely find you're not alone. Go into the settings on your phone and computer and turn off every single alert that isn't absolutely critical to your life or job. Be honest, you don't need an instant buzz because someone liked your photo. Every notification you kill is one less decision your brain has to make. That shared experience reduces the anxiety and builds a team that supports each other through the changes. You're not failing, you're adapting, and adapting is hard work. This turns the fire hose of information into a faucet you can control, making learning a targeted tool instead of a source of dread. Many employees feel like they're perpetually behind, overwhelmed, and maybe even a little incompetent. It's like being dropped in a new country every morning where you don't speak the language but are still expected to be a top performer. That level of non-stop mental effort is deeply tiring. Your best job security isn't in trying to outwork a machine, but in mastering what it can't even begin to do. When you're the one bringing AI solutions to the table, you shift from being someone who could be replaced by tech to someone who leverages it. You become more valuable. It's the mental and physical exhaustion that comes from the never-ending pressure to adapt to new technology. It feels like being on a treadmill that's constantly speeding up without your permission. The moment you finally get the hang of one program, a new one rolls out. A platform you use every day gets a makeover, and suddenly nothing is where it's supposed to be. Instead of avoiding articles about AI in your field, become a student of it. Make it your business to understand what these tools do well, and, more importantly, what they do poorly. The more you learn, the more you'll spot the gaps where human skill is essential. You'll start to see AI less as a monster and more as a dumb, powerful tool that needs a smart person to tell it what to do. What if the real reason you're so drained isn't just about your sleep or your diet? Section 1. The quiet hum of job insecurity. The first, and maybe the heaviest, way AI is draining you has nothing to do with the apps you're using. It's that constant, low-level buzz of anxiety in the back of your mind. The one that whispers about the new tools you'll have to learn, or the ones that might just make your job different or gone. It can mess with your sleep, create friction in your relationships, and lead straight to feeling emotionally exhausted. You're tired because your brain is stuck in a low-grade fight or flight mode, constantly scanning the horizon for a threat that feels both invisible and inevitable. This isn't just being overworked, it's a kind of existential burnout fed by uncertainty. This isn't just a feeling, it's a widespread concern. Recent reports show that fears about AI's impact on job security are common among workers. In fact, a 2025 survey revealed that 43% of workers already know someone who has lost their job because of AI. This awareness that your role could be reshaped or even replaced creates a kind of chronic, underlying stress. It's like having a computer fan that's always worried just a little too loud. You can try to tune it out, but it's always there, slowly eating away at your focus. This job, insecurity, stress, doesn't just stay at work. It follows you home. So how do you fight something so vague? You don't. You reframe it. You future-proof your own mind. First, get intensely curious instead of scared. Second, start thinking like an AI collaborator. Don't wait for your boss to hand you a new piece of software. And finally, double down on what makes you human. Section 2. Technostress and the pressure to keep up. The second reason you feel so drained is a very real thing researchers call technostress. This is more than just a small hassle. It's a huge mental weight. And here's the kicker. AI is often sold with the promise of making us more efficient. But for many, the reality is the opposite. Fighting back against technostress is about taking control of the pace of change before it controls you. First, adopt a just-in-time learning strategy. Second, you have to formally schedule learning time. Don't try to learn a new system in the 5 minutes you have between meetings. Finally, and this is a big one, break the silence. Talk about it with your team. Section 3. The tsunami of smart choices. The third reason you're so exhausted is cognitive overload. Just think about it. An AI helps pick your route to work. An AI suggests which emails to read first. This never-ending need to evaluate, approve, or dismiss what AI serves up is a perfect recipe for decision fatigue. To fight back, you have to become the ruthless gatekeeper of your own attention. Start with a notification audit. This is non-negotiable. Next, give yourself permission to trust your own gut again. We've been so conditioned to seek out the optimal data-driven choice that we've started to forget our own intuition. For small, low-stakes decisions, just make a choice and move on. What's for lunch? Just pick something. Which of two similar emails should you answer first? Flip a coin. This isn't about being sloppy. It's about saving your precious mental energy for the decisions that actually matter. Finally, schedule regular digital shutdowns. This doesn't mean you need to go on a week-long silent retreat. It can be as simple as putting your phone in a drawer for a whole evening or having a no screens on Sunday rule. The point is to create pockets of time where your brain is free from the constant fire hose of AI-driven input. It's a reset button for your overloaded mind, allowing it to recover from the endless cycle of choices and just be. Section 4. The loneliness of talking to a machine. The fourth way AI is draining your energy is quieter, but it hits right at our core as human beings. It's making us lonely. As we collaborate more with AI systems, we are, by definition, collaborating less with each other. Think about it. You might brainstorm with a chatbot instead of grabbing a colleague for a coffee. You might get feedback from a grammar tool instead of your manager. Each of those moments, while maybe more efficient, is a lost opportunity for human connection. And this isn't just a feeling. Research is starting to back it up. Studies have shown that employees who interact more with AI systems report feeling lonelier, which can lead to problems like insomnia and burnout. As humans, we are wired for social connection. Those little chats, shared jokes, and moments of solving a problem together aren't just fluffed there. How we regulate our emotions and recharge our mental batteries. When we swap those vital interactions for sterile conversations with a machine, we're running our emotional energy down to empty without ever stopping to refuel. Fighting back against this digital isolation requires a conscious effort to re-engineer human connection into your workday. First, aim for what you could call high bandwidth communication. An email is low bandwidth. It's just information. A phone call is better. A video call is even better. And an in-person chat is the gold standard. Whenever you can, choose a richer channel. Instead of getting tangled in a long Slack thread, just say, "Can we hop on a quick 5-minute call?" Seeing a face and hearing a tone of voice provides a level of connection that text on a screen can never match. Second, you have to be the one to start it. In a world that's becoming more siloed by technology, you can't always wait for social moments to happen on their own. Be the person who schedules a 15-minute virtual coffee with a coworker with no agenda other than to catch up. Be the one who suggests a team lunch. You have to take the lead in creating the spaces for the kind of non-work chat that builds real bonds. This isn't frivolous. It's a direct antidote to the isolating nature of our tools. Third, learn to revalue inefficient conversation. The small talk before a meeting starts, the quick check-in about someone's weekend, the rambling brainstorm that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Our hyper-productive culture has told us these moments are a waste of time. They are not. They are the glue that holds teams and people together. Protect that time. Enjoy it. See it for what it truly is. A powerful way to refill your emotional tank and fight the exhaustion that comes from being alone together. Section 5. The slow fade of our own abilities. The final way AI is making you tired is through dependence. We are outsourcing our thinking more and more, a process that researchers call cognitive offloading. We offload our sense of direction to a GPS. We offload our memory to search engines. And now, we're offloading our writing, our problem solving, and our creativity to AI. While these tools are amazing, over-relying on them is like stopping going to the gym. If you don't use your muscles, they get weaker. When we constantly lean on AI, we can weaken our own mental muscles. Studies have shown a link between heavy AI use and a decline in critical thinking skills. We can end up in a strange, passive state where we feel more like we're just following prompts from our devices rather than living our own lives. This loss of our own agency is profoundly draining. Feeling competent and in control is a basic human need. When we lose faith in our own ability to figure things out, our sense of well-being takes a hit. This dependence can even feel a bit addictive, as the instant gratification from an AI's answer becomes more tempting than the healthy struggle of solving something for ourselves. Fighting back is about consciously taking back your own thinking. It's about remembering that the most powerful computer you have is the one inside your own skull. First, try a simple exercise. Pick one task and do it analog, just one. Instead of using your map app, try to find a new coffee shop using a general sense of direction and reading the street signs. Before asking an AI to outline an idea, grab a blank piece of paper and just let your mind wander. These small acts of self-reliance are like little workouts for your brain, reminding you what it's capable of. Next, create a free zones in your life. This could be a time of day or a specific place. For example, maybe the dinner table is a strict no AI zone. Or maybe the first hour of your creative work is just you and a blank page. This creates boundaries and protects the space where your own unassisted brain can do its best work. It ensures you don't forget how to think for yourself. Finally, practice mindful technology use. Before you instinctively turn to an AI, just pause for a second and ask yourself, am I using this as a tool or as a crutch? Is this something I genuinely need help with? Or am I just trying to avoid the effort of thinking? Sometimes the struggle is the whole point. The satisfaction and energy you get from solving a problem or creating something on your own is a feeling no AI can ever give you. As we've seen, this bone-deep fatigue so many of us feel isn't just in our heads. From the quiet stress of job insecurity to the mental drain of technostress, from the overload of endless choices to the loneliness of digital collaboration, and the slow erosion of our own skills, AI is placing a real tax on our psychological resources. But the answer isn't to get rid of our phones and laptops and move to a cabin in the woods. The problem isn't the tech itself, it's our unconscious, passive relationship with it. The one common thread through all of these solutions is a single, powerful idea. Fighting back against AI fatigue means moving from a state of passive acceptance to one of active, conscious engagement. It's about strengthening our most human skills, our curiosity, our courage to connect, our discipline to focus, and our trust in our own minds. We are not helpless. We have the power and the responsibility to build a relationship with technology that serves us instead of drains us. You are in the driver's seat. I would love to know which of these 5 points hit home the hardest for you. Is it the cognitive overload from 1,000 notifications? Or is it that subtle feeling of loneliness from working more with machines than with people? Let me know down in the comments. Reading through everyone's shared experiences really helps all of us feel less alone as we try to figure this new world out. And finally, if this video gave you a new way to think about your own energy, I'd be so grateful if you'd give it a like and subscribe. We'll be exploring more ways to not just get by, but to actually feel good and thrive in the age of AI. Thank you so much for watching.